In the last few years, have you asked yourself, am I transphobic? Well, ladies and gents, if you have, worry not, for in this video, I will answer your question. In reality, being transphobic means having an irrational fear of trans people. How the leftists use it? Well, they use the suffix phobe to mean dislike. So, if you dislike the idea of trans people, specifically, more importantly, trans children, then you, my friend, are a transphobe. Of course, that's not what the word really means, but you can't expect much from leftists because they're mostly made up of retards and communists who want to change the definition of words in order to change your mind. Anyway, in today's video, we are going to be answering two very important questions. First, are you a transphobe? You probably are. Number two, what is the true origin of obesity? Is it bad food? A lack of exercise? Genetics? Spoiler alert, it's white people, but you probably already knew that. Then we will analyze a Miami surgeon who has been mutilating mentally ill children for profit. How nice. Then we will move on to another disturbing doctor, but this time a doctor of the mind, a psychologist. And finally, we have some miscellaneous stories, like for example, a 270% increase in hormone blockers for kids in Florida? Could it be accurate? Or is this the media being clickbaity and lying with statistics? We'll find out. I think we should probably begin with the most important question, the most essential question. The meaning of life? Nay, this is 2022. The first item on the list, the most important of all. Are you transphobic? Well, let's let TikTok teach us, since, a whole generation apparently is using TikTok to educate themselves. Let's see what the trans TikToker has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, are you a transphobe?
If you're cis and you won't date trans folks, you're a transphobe.
Oh. Well, that was simple. If you're cisgendered, if you're straight, and you won't date trans people, you're a transphobe. Transphobe. A little spice.
Now, if that made you mad, maybe it's your prejudices that you need to probe.
Oh, yeah.
No matter the reasons you've got, you're reducing us to when we disrobe. And
I'm reducing you to your voice and your ugly ass face and your smell and your height and the size of your bones and your way you think and the way you were raised. But yeah, no, just the way I disrobe.
that kind of thinking ain't sophisticated. It's more like microbes. I know you think you've got good reasons, maybe you do. Trauma's real, it's hard to heal. I'd never say that that isn't true.
Okay, I've had enough. But if you're going to write a song, at least memorize the lyrics. Am I right, gentlemen? And women? How many women watch this? I don't know. I got to check the demographics. Anyhow, well, there's your answer. If you won't date a trans person, you are by definition transphobic and you should be arrested, sent to the gulags, and probably executed, but I don't know. Ask the TikTok trans people. They'll give you a better answer. Moving on. What is the true cause of obesity? Well, let's let TikTok teach us.
I'm going to prove to you why white people are the reason I'm fat today.
White people are the reason I'm fat. Oh.
If white people didn't go looking for spices, then various sea routes to Indian subcontinent and Africa and other places of the world would not get discovered. And if they didn't get discovered, then...
Because through her rationale, people of color, Indians, Africans, Asians, they are neither willing nor capable of exploring the world. Only the whites can explore. Yeah.
East India Company would never come to Indian subcontinent. And if they didn't come, then the fertility of the land would not get destroyed because they forced us to cultivate tobacco and dyes and opioid, things like that. And
Right. The British forced the Indians to cultivate things they weren't already cultivating, and they didn't go to India to buy those exact things. This logic is not, it's not very sound.
That destroyed the fertility of my country. And then, if that didn't happen, and if they didn't exploit and extract resources until my ancestors were left with nothing to eat, we wouldn't move to this grain heavy, very little nutritious diet that we have today. Also, if white people.
What is that noise? Do you hear that? I think they're like gardening outside her window, or his window.
Didn't come to the Indian subcontinent, then my ancestors would not go through 50 small, medium, large famines in a period of 200 years.
All right, listen, I can't take much more of this. There's a minute left. If you want, find it on my Twitter, Gaston the Ginger. Follow me on Twitter. But I can't take it anymore because she makes absolutely no sense. If this, and then if that, and then if this and that, and then if this, and then if that. That's not how life works. Sorry. And it's very racist against her own people, and the gardening is pissing me off. So let's move on to my home city of Miami. Doctor poses for picture with the child she just mutilated, and that's the correct word, mutilation. Look at this. Look at this and tell me this is not the face of a mentally ill person. And I'm not making fun of this kid. I want this kid to have help. All the kids to have help. It's not normal for a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old to be mutilating themselves, painting their hair like that. Just, look, I'm not going to make fun of this kid's physical appearance. But what this lady is doing is fucked up. It's criminal. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, my God. For money. There's another picture? Oh, my God. Same shit. So, let's dig a little deeper into this doctor. So she obviously goes on TikTok to advertise or her shit, and she says, "My morning commute every morning to eat the teats," because that's what she calls mutilating children, eating the teats. Humor, very humorous. I like it. So, hey, congratulations. How did you feel? I feel like I don't see a lot of Dr. Gallagher's results, patient reviews long term. Would you recommend Dr. Gallagher? Hey, thank you. I feel pretty good, honestly, lol. Well, when you're so far out from surgery, it's not something you think about or notice often. Yeah, not many people tend to ever post longer term results, to be honest. Now, again, you can find this on Twitter. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but I will read this bottom part because I think it's very, very interesting. To be fair, I did look at other surgeons before I stopped at her. She was the only person I found that had results that I liked and would operate on me at the age of 13. That's 10 plus 3. 13. Psychotic woman would operate on a child like this. I have definitely seen better results than mine. Due to my genetics, I keloid, so regardless of which surgeon I went with, it would have happened anyways. I'm not sure what keloid means, but 13. But wait, there's more. Hey dude, I'm 17 right now and I have a hysterectomy consult, whatever, and I can schedule surgery as soon as a month after. I'm getting a full hysterectomy as well as removal of both eggs as a prep for fallow, which I'll be getting hopefully within 6 months of turning 18 before college. It's easier with insurance since I'm over a year post-op top surgery. Oh my God, this child's been completely mutilated from top to bottom, literally. Sure, we're in similar situations, except I was a bit earlier, age 13. Here's another one. I don't know if I can believe this. This is Reddit, after all. But yeah, I've dealt with insurance before for top surgery, and getting the letters will be very easy since I've known my psychiatrist since age 5. For those of you who don't know, psychologists and psychiatrists are very similar, but psychiatrists can prescribe medication. This child, since the age of 5, has been giving medical prescriptions for her mental health. my therapist for a few years, and the gender clinic for a few years too. Yeah, I'm extremely lucky that I have such a good support system. It's made life a lot easier. A good support system or a dystopian indoctrination system? I feel bad. What do you think about these things? Please comment down below. Moving on. I mean, I don't even know what the next story is. Oh, yeah, the psychologist. Oh, this is hilarious. I'll show you the video and then I'll give you the update of what happened. POV, point of view. Your homophobic, transphobic parents drop you off for therapy thinking I'm a hetero. Me, queer as fuck, here to validate your feelings, support you, talk about oppression, and challenge your parents. Because that's precisely what parents want when they take their children to therapy. Someone to affirm their children's beliefs? Niet. No, that's not what they want. Someone to validate their feelings? No, that's not what you want. And most importantly, someone to challenge your parents? Funny enough, Lives of TikTok made this guy go viral, and then he deleted his TikTok and deleted himself from the internet. I hope he loses his businesses and, most importantly, his license to practice and ruin more children and families. But now let's move on to miscellaneous stories. From Rebel News. Rebel News is a Canadian outlet that I trust. I like them. I think their content is quite honest compared to most other news outlets. So, Rebel News. 270% increase in puberty blockers for children in Florida between 2017 and 2021. Now that sounds scary, especially considering the fact that it's Florida, meaning it's probably one of the states with the least amount of hormone blockers for kids, right? I mean, we're in Florida. The desantis, don't say gay bill, all that fake news. So I started thinking about it, and I said, wait a second. It probably went from like 1 to 3 kids, and that's what they're talking about. Some small change like that. So, let's go. From 2017 to 21, there was an astonishing 270% rise in the amount of children who received treatment for puberty blockers in the state of Florida. This data, collected from the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration, pales in comparison to the 63% increase in children who have received therapy for gender dysphoria under Florida Medicaid. As well, a 166% increase was found in the amount of children receiving testosterone treatments and a 110% increase in estrogen treatments. From 2017 to 2021, there was an increase in children as young as 16 who received irreversible surgical procedures in the Medicaid population. Between 17 and 20, only 3 children underwent such procedures, but in 2021 alone, the number was 12. Which represents a 1,100% increase. So yes, while the percentages are scary, the actual figures, the actual numbers are quite small, right? 12, 15, 20 kids in the whole state of millions of people. It's not that big a deal. I mean, those lives are probably ruined, but it's not that big of a deal. It's scary that it's happening, but 270%, 1,000%. Meh. I mean, hey, maybe I'll title this video something like that. It is clickbaity and it is true, but meh. So, moving on. Oh, more from Lives of TikTok. This is fantastic. The pornographic book, This Book is Gay, is on display on District 158. The book teaches how to have gay sex and use sex apps. So, could it be? Let's explore. This book is gay. Yeah, it looks gay. So, can you guys see that? Here's a diagram of a boy. If you are also a boy, you are probably aware which parts feel nice when you touch them. But here's a rough guide. The lips. Sex should always start with a kiss. Initially, you might not go any farther than a kiss. In fact, kissing is as intimate as sex. The nipples. A lot of guys like having their nipples played with. They are mega sensitive. The neck and the ears. Of course, these are areas that should be kissed and licked. Any part of your body will respond to being stroked and kissed. If you're a guy, you already know that an even gentle spring breeze can be enough to inspire a stiffy in this super sensitive organ. But keep in mind that sex doesn't begin and end with your dick. Be creative. Here's an interesting one. Up your bum, you have a prostate gland, which feels nice when massaged. The anus is also sensitive and responds to being played with. Is the top the man and the bottom the woman? Of course not. I don't want to read this. This is where dude pairings can get tricky. At the end of the day, if you want to have anal sex, one of you is going to have to go top, the one who puts his willy in, and the other bottom, the one who gets the willy up his bum. I mean, this is clearly written for kids. This is so beyond the pale, ludicrous, preposterous. And finally, good, a story that I don't have to read to you because it's behind a paywall. But Libby Evans, the post-millennial, is a good source, especially when it comes to this type of issues. Trans advocacy at its finest. Biological male who murdered women raped her corpse to be housed in Canadian women's prison. Is that a good idea? I don't think so. Maybe that's my transphobic self being biased, but I don't think that's a good idea. And we've seen plenty of these stories around the world. If you want me to make a video about that, comment down below. We've seen video about this in Brazil, Italy, the United States, Canada, Britland, the UK. I mean, these stories, we've seen stories where the guy becomes a woman, goes to prison after raping women, and then rapes the guards because they're women. It's sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening. But enough is enough. That's it for today, is it? Let's see. Yes. That's it for today. We are finito. Hopefully we'll have another video out this week. Maybe we'll talk about the immigration because a couple of funny clips, a couple of interesting clips that I want to show you, but at the same time, a lot of people are talking about that. So So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. If you like, subscribe. It's free. Follow me on Twitter. It's on the Ginger. Most importantly, share it with your friends. That's what really helps the channel. Share. Sharing is caring. See you next time.